Alright guys, so I haven't made a video in a long time. Thought that I'd make a video now. Um, just a warning, I am pretty sick, as you can probably hear. I also have a different microphone. All I can do is apologize for that. I might sound like a fucking idiot. It is the way it is. Blackshot Global released an AMA. It was in English, and then each time the English portion was delivered, it was then translated by Buffy, I think she's called here. She then translated it into German. It provides a little bit of a problem for me because I have to scrub through the German parts. If you want to watch this, by the way, you can find it on their official channel, Blackshot Global. Your choice. I'm going to go through some of the main points, and I'm going to sort of give my feedback and, I suppose, just my views on what's going on. Now, I want to make it very clear, anything that I do say is directed towards Vertigo as a company. It is not directed towards these individuals. I'm not attacking these individuals. Just to be very clear, because I know people can get all antsy and they can be like, you're attacking fucking blah blah blah, this person, oh my goodness, I'm a Vertigo fanboy, let me go and toss myself off in the corner. You know, you get it. So, without much more hesitation, let's just listen to this first bit that they're going to talk about here.
Feel free to leave them in the chat. We will answer all questions in chat. Personal questions, I will answer. Anything else about the game? Hell yeah, we'll answer.
And Hatnat is asking for a good. Yeah.
Welcome her to the stream.
I'll just say it in German so that people.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, hi zusammen. Falls ihr irgendwelche Fragen habt oder wenn ihr irgendwas nicht versteht und es euch lieber ist, es auf Deutsch zu sagen, ich bin hier, um euch zu helfen.
Alright, and you guys all know me. I'm GM Music. I've been on this Blackshot team for a lot of years, so I know a few of you, like Deep Shark. I see you in chat. So today, I have some big news that I want to get through. Last year, we did another IMA. I had a lot of big news at that time, but my news today is blowing that completely out of the water. So be ready for that. We're also going to answer some hard-hitting questions from the community.
So right away, my first point is going to be pretty simple. Big news, these are the words that are coming out here. Big news, bigger than last year, big news, and hard-hitting questions. So he's obviously trying to say, look, we're going to answer the tough questions that usually we wouldn't answer because they're tough to answer, hard-hitting questions. And we're also going to have big news for you. So these are things that you should come to expect with this hour-long live stream. Now, this is part of 3 live streams, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to cover all 3 probably, because I think he's going to go over quite a lot of the same stuff in each one. Towards the end of the video, he does mention the fact that he's getting on different translators. If you don't speak English and you need to watch it in a different language, he said Brazilian. Obviously, this one is German. I'm not sure on the third one. You know, if you need to know what's going on, please go to the forums, go through their official channels. I'm sure they'll have it posted somewhere. They have nothing else to do because they bring no new content to the game, so yeah. Anyway, let's carry on for a minute.
Unfortunately, you guys don't ask enough community questions, so we don't have too many for Global, but we'll deal with all of the questions that Global has asked. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. We will answer all questions in chat. Personal questions, I will answer. Anything else about the game? Hell yeah, we'll answer.
And Hatnat is asking for good news. Oh.
Oh, we got good news.
You bet.
So this part is going to be a little slow because it's going to be an introduction about stuff. I want it done both in English and German, so we're going to be taking it bit by bit. But please wait with us. When we get to the questions, it'll be a lot faster. So let's start off with Blackshot's history for last year. Blackshot had a great last year. We released around 3 or 4 different modes. A lot of them were successful. Domination, on the other hand, wasn't. But we took all of your feedback and we tried fixing Domination. Domination's still at a stable point, but it's not at the point that we want, so we're going to be working on domination a little bit more. But free for all, you guys love that. Weapons race, you guys love that. So we'll be bringing more content to you guys in the near future. But
Okay, so he talks about content. He says over the last year they've released a lot of new game modes. I haven't been playing. I haven't played any of the game modes really. I played that weapon race thing, whatever the fuck it's called. Personally, for me, it wasn't something I enjoyed because I want to choose the weapon I'm playing. But I can understand for some people who are like pretty good at everything, they'll enjoy that. Bringing new game modes to the game, that's a plus for me. That's a plus. That's a thumbs up straight away for me. Bringing different ways for us to interact with the same game, I think that's pretty cool. Originally, I did laugh and sort of um, mock the fact that not as many premium items were released last year. Now that doesn't mean there weren't a number of premium items, but what it means is that not they didn't just release every month. They didn't release like four new guns, four new guns, four new guns, or whatever it may be. They seem to be focusing a little bit better on balance, so not just releasing loads of weapons into the game, but actually, hopefully, hopefully thinking more about balance. And we will get onto that a bit later as he talks a bit later on. But for now, I mean, I can only give them positives for actually releasing what I would consider to be free content. It's not really free because you cannot play Blackshot for free. I will not agree with anyone who says you can play 100% play Blackshot for free and have a good time in the game. I don't agree at all. But anyway, let's move on.
now the big news. Before I get to that, let me get that translated.
Oh, so he's asking like,
Now, would you mind translating the history part that I just spoke of? If you need any help, I'll help you out.
domination.
We celebrated our 8-year anniversary on Singapore, the SEA servers. Now, Blackshot has looked at itself and is ready for change. So we have listened to a lot of the community feedback on stuff, and we're really ready to bring you that change. One big change will come very soon. Within the next 3 months is going to be a huge change, and it's a change that we hope is done good. Like, we hope we did it well. It's been something that we've been working on for a long time.
Okay, so here he talks about the 10-year anniversary. Again, didn't take part in it. Don't know whether it was good or bad, so I can't give you my opinion on that. Sorry. He is mentioning that Blackshot has had a lot of feedback and they need some change in Blackshot. Yeah. After 10 fucking years, I do believe that they do need some change because I believe the model that was introduced in Blackshot 10 years ago, which was a similar model to how like things like World of Warcraft were working at the time, which is like almost a pay monthly type of situation, and how very old games are working. Yes, that model does need changing, but it needed changing 5 fucking years ago. Not now. Now you've lost about 70% of the fucking player base. Anyway, enough of that. At least they're going to make change. He comments and he quotes, well, I'm quoting him as saying, within 3 months, they're going to be making a big changes. Now, I don't know what the definition is of big over at Vertigo, but I consider big to be something even as dramatic as updating the whole graphics engine of the game and running it in a new engine. I consider a big change to be something as a complete overhaul of the payment system that is in Blackshot. So that is not having rental systems, but having packages that you would just buy or something like that. These are the sorts of things that I expect. I expect a big change would be something like the complete removal of tactical packages. Things like this. These are big changes in my opinion. Will things like that come? We can only wait and see, so let's just see what else he has to say. I do want to also apologize because I'm going to have to skip around a little bit. I've got to skip through the German parts. I don't understand German. He's already said it in English. I'm just, I'm going to have to skip through the parts that this lady is translating. Bear with me, but I'm trying to do it as good as I can.
But we would always want your community feedback in regards to this huge change that's happening.
Do you want me to translate what you
Yes.
said? Okay. So as
Go ahead.
wie ihr alle wisst, ist Blackshot ja ein sehr altes Game und dieses Jahr, beziehungsweise letztes Jahr, hatten wir unser 10-jähriges Jubiläum und sind da auf jeden Fall auch sehr, sehr stolz und sehr dankbar. Und mit all den Änderungen, die wir bringen, und es kommen auch noch mehr Änderungen, jetzt auch in den nächsten 3 Monaten wird euch ja was Großes erwarten, und sobald wir noch mehr Infos für euch haben, werden wir diese auf jeden Fall mit euch teilen. Und was uns natürlich auch ganz wichtig ist, bei allen Änderungen und allen neuen...
Is
You agree?
I agree. Oh yeah. Wish I knew German. So with these big changes though, like the one that's happening in 2 months or 3 months, or in the next 3 months at least, with those changes, those are coming soon. But with the other changes, we still need time to work on them. We have a lot of changes that we want to bring. Needs a lot of development. But the thing is, the changes that we want to make, they are going to alter how Blackshot is played. So things might change and compromises might need to happen for these changes to happen. Right now we're trying to isolate the best way of implementing these changes without affecting the community. But again, it's changes that we want to bring to the game, but it's just so hard to bring into the game because the game's been running for 10 years and these changes are going to change up the core mechanics of the game. If you could translate that.
Yeah, I was just
Reading the chat. We need to resolve it. So give me those bugs whenever you can on the forums. I'm not going to be able to keep the bugs here.
koordinieren, da wir sehr viele Fragen erhalten.
I mean German.
Frohes neues Jahr.
For us in the future, they're all big. They're all going to happen in global and SCA. And as you guys know, we did bring. This being said, I want to wrap up a little bit of the introduction of what's going to happen in the future. So all these changes are going to happen in the future. They're all big. They're all going to happen in global and SCA. And as you guys know, we did bring in SCA to Papaya Play so Vertigo Games could work on SCA themselves. We want to bring the games together again. Unfortunately, there is not going to be a merge of Global and SCA. Global and SCA are two different games. They have been published by too many developers in the past. I mean, too many publishers in the past that have not had consistency. So bringing them together now is just going to cause a lot of issues for both Global and SCA. So we will do that in the future.
Momentan, es haben einige von euch gefragt, ob wir die Global und umgesetzt werden kann.
Alright, now with all that being said,
That's an important question.
Before, now let's get into the AMA part of this section of the stream. We'll start off with some questions from the chat, but we do have some questions also saved.
Now, I'm not sure whether I missed something in this section, but I was under the assumption that we were getting some information on the big changes. This is the word that's being bandied around. The big changes. We're gonna make the big changes. Big, bold, whoa, whoa, whoa. These are the changes that we're gonna make. That was my understanding. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I didn't hear any big changes there. Did you hear any big changes? I didn't hear fuck all. Now, what I will say is, the next section is very good as far as he gets asked questions, he answers the questions. Fine. Why tell me at the start of the video that you're going to have a section about the big changes, but for whatever reason, you don't tell me about the big fucking changes? What's the point? Just tell me, I'm going to actually tell you we've got big changes, but I'm not going to tell you what they are. There we go. But instead you sit there and you fucking say to me that We're going to be having big changes. Well, I'm not a fucking mind reader. Give me some information, please. So now we go into the fucking question section. God damn it, man.
Up that we have to answer. So let's start with epics. Again, you wanted to start with this stuff.
So he went. Ah! Thank you. So he wants to know why it's not possible to get permanent weapons and items, but it's possible to do so in SEA.
Yes. So permanent weapons and items don't match what our game, the kind of model of our game. Permanent weapons also that were released in SEA are probably very, very not. Let's say SEA did it improperly, in my opinion. Play One Asia did it improperly. Not SEA. SEA developer is fine, but Play One Asia did it improperly. They released a lot of the very, very OP weapons for permanent. The reason that we don't launch anything permanent is because we need player feedback on when we release weapons, because we need to balance those weapons. But now with everyone having them permanently, it takes us, we have to resolve the issue as soon as possible because they're going to have it forever, right? Right now, when we release...
Okay, so I do seem like I'm bitching a little bit about this, but I do have a point to make about this. Okay, his comments go along the lines of, as you could hear there, we don't release weapons permanently because if we released the weapons permanently and they were overpowered, we would have to balance them immediately. That's what he just said, if I'm not mistaken. Those were his words. He doesn't think that C did it correctly because they released overpowered weapons and they offered them as permanent options. He doesn't want to do that. He believes that you should be renting those overpowered weapons instead, so over time they can balance the weapons. My opinion on this is actually a little bit different, and it's going to be a little bit cynical, I suppose. As a company, if you have something, a product that is really good, okay, and you say to me, you can buy this really good product and keep it for 50 euros, I'm going to say to you, sure, purchased, bam. If you say to me, you can rent this really good product for 20 euros, but it will run out in 30 days, then I'm going to say, okay, sure, because it's still a really good product, isn't it? What happens when the 30 days runs up? 20 euros, please, for another 30 days, good sir. Sure, no problem. That's 40 euros. Damn, that's a good fucking deal. Damn, that's a good fucking deal, right? You're paying 10 euros less than you would have paid for the 50 euro one. Hello, good sir. You're now on your third month of that really good weapon. 20 euros. Do you see where I'm going with this? Can you see where I'm actually going with this? I'm going with the opinion that you can bullshit us and talk about how permanent weapons aren't the way it's done in Blackshot. The truth of the matter is, you want to keep fucking grabbing the udders of the cow and milking it dry every single month instead of going, we'll take the milk that we need and then we're fine. No, you want to keep milking that motherfucking cow nice and dry. Blib, 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 blib. Milk those fucking cows. That's what you want to fucking do. So honestly, I don't believe for a minute, I do not believe for 1 minute that the permanent weapons were not put in to global because they would have to immediately fucking watch. Okay, let's listen to what he says.
Player feedback on when we release weapons, because we need to balance those weapons of our game. Permanent weapons also that were released in SEA are probably very, very not. Let's say SEA did it improperly, in my opinion. Play One Asia did it improperly. Not SCA. SCA developer is fine. But Play One Asia did it improperly. They released a lot of the very, very OP weapons for permanent.
Maybe don't make the weapons OP when you release them then? You know the stats of the weapons. You have weapons testers. They have fucking people. They had volunteer teams for Global and for C, or SCA, sorry. They had teams that would test out the items before they released to the public. But I'm pretty sure from the last understanding that I got, they disbanded those fucking teams. They actually got rid of the teams to test the weapons and to test new items. And then they complain that they come into the game OP, and that's why they don't want to release them permanent. You fucking joke, man. Right, let's see what he's got to say here.
The reason that we don't launch anything permanent is because we need player feedback on when we release weapons, because we need to balance those weapons. But now with everyone having
Again, we need player feedback because we need to balance the weapons. So let me get this right. We're buying an item from you to B-test your fucking item. We're buying or we're renting. We're not even fucking buying the items. We're renting weapons and items from you to then be your beta testers. And then after the feedback, you might consider doing something. Can you tell me how long it took you to do something about the Scott Arum? Yeah, I thought so.
them permanently, it takes us. We have to resolve the issue as soon as possible because they're gonna have it forever, right? Right now, when we release items, we put them in the glow box, and then we let people get maybe one or two of them, and then like we give it out.
The final point on this that he's making is that when they release these new items, they put them in the gold box because most people, not everybody, but most people will only pull them for 30 days, maybe a couple of weeks, something like that. Then when those gold boxes go out of cycle, they will have the time before those items come back into the gold boxes or into the store. They will have that period of time to then balance the items. I get it. But my other opinion is that the items should be more balanced before they even get put into the fucking game. We're not a test realm. Blackshot Global isn't a test server. It's the public live gameplay server. We're not a fucking PTS, a public test server. Exactly, we're not that. So why should we have to rent new weapons instead of buying them? Because you don't have a team. By the way, they did have a voluntary team, just pointing that out again. Because you don't have a fucking team to test the items, why are we then told, but you can get them if you pay 100 fucking euros into the gold box, we'll guarantee that we'll give you them for a month or two? It just seems like the players are being punished for the fact that Vertigo or Papaya Play or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves now, fucking Paprika Play, oh I care. It just honestly stinks to me of milking the fucking cow. I come back to it over and over again. They don't want to give you the option to buy weapons. They don't want to give you the option to buy skins. You know why? You know why they haven't given you the option to buy something, for example, like this SWAT that you see in front of you? You know why? They could easily release this as a cosmetic skin, as a costume, as a fucking character that you could buy, and it gave you no status improvements, no fucking boosts to any shit. They could give you that, and they could say 20, 25 euros, buy it out. You know why they don't do that? Because they want to release them with status buffs instead, because then you will keep going back and buying it over and over and over and over again. But it doesn't make sense. Like, from our point of view, as a consumer, it would be much nicer if we could just buy the costume, the outfit, the skin, whatever you want to call it. If we could just buy that then we would have the luck that we want. I don't use swap because of the boosts it gives me. Now, if you use rain, then I would obviously argue differently, but that's because I hate the fucking living day out of that shit. But I don't, in the majority of cases, I've never used characters because of the boosts that they give me. I use them because they look damn cool. So, what can I say? The whole comments of, we want you to test the weapons so we don't want to give you them for too long, because if they are OP, then we actually have to do work and balance the weapon that we've just released. Maybe consider getting a test team who can help you balance the weapon before it's released to the paying customers. Do you go into a car and they go, do you go into a car shop and they go to you, we've got a car over there, dude. We've just made that car, just come off the factory line. We're going to rent it to you for a month if you want to. Give us your feedback on how the car's performing. If it's not performing well, give us feedback. Then we can improve it for the next people who buy it after you. Are you fucking for real? When you get that car, it's performing how it should perform. The airbags work, the brakes work, the fucking tires don't blow up. You get a product that's working. Why the fuck are we being your beta testers? Okay, enough of that rant, because I'm going to be here too long. I'm going to try and chunk through this a bit more, because I know people are going to sit and watch this for about half an hour. I understand. Alright, let's get moving on.
Like, some people win it for 999 days. That's good, but it's not the whole community that wins it for 999 days. So we have time to balance the guns. But if we give it out for permanent, then we would have to balance it right away because, again, like when I think it was the AK-47 Project Dragon was one of the first weapons that they released for permanent, and that weapon is very OP. And as you see, we haven't had it in global for a long time because it needs balance. So we will be releasing it, but again, permanent is off the table. We won't be doing that in the near future. It could be a thing that we do once we do the balance of the whole game.
That was a lot of information.
It was a lot of information.
Es ist, also momentan, die Schwierigkeiten, die wir darin sehen, ist eben, dass viele dieser permanenten Waffen, die es in SEA gibt, sind eben overpowered. Und das unserer Meinung nach, das hat dann auch...
As I stated in the chat, I would like to get one of the important questions that have been asked inside of our forums and our Facebook. So first one is, I didn't want to answer this one because I wanted to answer it later on in the day because it's related to Brazil and it's related to Blackshot SEA. And as I stated in the poster, this is only for German players and this is only for the global server. But I'll answer this question also. Any news about the server for Brazil on Blackshot SEA? Again,
auch noch nicht möglich, eben weil es interpreter and just like, oh, okay.
well, I guess we'll have some tips to give Snow when it is his turn.
Yes.
Alright, let me go back into chat, answer some of your questions in chat. Like, right now, one question was, I saw this, will there be an option to apply flags in Blackshot SEA? Wait, why is there SEA questions?
That's going on later.
That's going on later, but the simple answer is, it's something that I want to bring to SEA, but it hasn't been done. So we know that that has been the problem. Raise a little bit, and then the development team that are even worse than the ones we already have. Are new weapons released with each update that are even worse than the ones we already have considered OP. Okay, so this goes into development cycles. Because a lot of the weapons that have been released are considered OP, we're now, every single time that we make weapons, the bar is here, and when we make a new weapon, the bar might raise a little bit, and then the development team has to try to make weapons at that bar so that the guns still feel like they're part of the game, because if this one's OP, then people are going to use that game, the weapon. We want this weapon to also be used to be considered good.
Okay, so here we go. Basically, he's saying here, we're going to release a strong weapon, and then because we want to sell the new weapon we're going to release, we're going to make that even stronger. And then because we want to sell the new weapon we're going to release, we're going to make that even stronger. And even stronger. Now, he does go on to say this is something they want to address. Vertigo haven't owned the game for 2 fucking months. You've been doing this yourselves. You can't just blame this on 2 War or some shit like that. You've been doing this for ages. And all of a sudden now you're like, oh, maybe we want to consider making it more balanced. Yes, yes. We were okay releasing items that were OP because we wanted to make money. You know, we don't care about the fucking community because we want to make money. When we release MSR Omega and it's one-shotting you through fucking sniper armor and you can kiss your health goodbye, it's no problem because we want to make money. Now, what are they going to say? We need to feed our fucking families. We need to blah, blah, blah. We need the money for development. Cool, cool. Let's see the money come into fruition. Let's see all this development. I'm pretty sure a little bit further back there, you were talking about how it would be a struggle to balance weapons after them being released straight away, how you need extra time to balance your weapons. So, all that fucking money that you're making, where is it disappearing to? I hope it's going on to something good. Oh, it's going on to those big changes, you tell me? Oh, wait, but you didn't tell me those big changes, so I don't know fuck all. I don't know, guys. Honestly, the fact that they have such a narrow-minded approach to making money inside Blackshot, the fact that they don't have exciting and innovative ways to make income, to make money inside fucking Blackshot, the only way they can think to make money is to slowly make things more and more powerful in the premium shop so you would buy them. Oh, I've got the MSR Omega. Well, let's release. I don't know whether this is true, but let's release the MSR Omega Zero XDD version. This one's gonna have 11 damage, so no armor is gonna even. It's gonna shoot through fucking walls. So then your MSR Omega shit. Then that gets not even bought anymore because you're buying the next one. Now, fair credit to the man. He does mention that they are trying to address this. Fair credit. But the same company who are trying to address it are the same company who've been abusing the system for a good couple of years, I would say, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a problem that we had with balancing because if we're all trying to get to this level and we go a little bit over, then the next one's going to go a little bit over and then over and over and over. So we know that that has been the problem. And we are looking to do some weapon balancing. As you saw in SEA, we had to do some weapon balancing. Actually, we didn't. Play One Asia did with us because Vertigo Games does develop Blackshot. So we did some weapon balancing there, but we still have more plans for more weapon balancing in the future, just so that we can get that bar across the board for all weapons, so everyone can play with whatever weapon they actually have fun with. For like me, I love my scars and I love my augs. So right now there's not a really good aug, but scar, I guess I have the scar RM to fight with, so I have some options, but I want more options, right? So
I like the AK.
Okay, so just a final little note before I end the part one. This is going to be part one because these videos are going to be damn long, and I don't want to bore you guys. I know you obviously enjoy watching it, maybe, I hope, but yeah. So, final comments there, as you can see. He's going on about trying to level the bar for all the weapons. You know how you level the bar for all the weapons? You release standard versions of the weapons that cost BP, and then you release skinned versions. You release themed versions. You release versions that you can get inside the gold box that look awesome, that have custom effects, that have shiny lights and bells and whistles on them, that do bouncy bouncy spinny spinny things. I don't give a flying shit. If I have a standard AK-47 in my hand in Blackshot, and I see good old Bob George the Third there next to me with his AK-47 Deluxe Hooper Duper Whooper Laser Beam Edition, and it looks fucking awesome. What am I going to say to myself? God damn, I want that fucking awesome weapon. I'm going to go and buy that fucking awesome weapon. And then I'm going to use that awesome weapon and be like, wow, I look like a fucking badass. And I'm going to go 0 and 20. But it's going to be pretty cool. So, you know, if you make your weapon skinned instead of the usual system that we have now, where spray some paint on it and it suddenly gets 3 more fucking damage. If they were changed to just be cosmetic, that would fix all the problems. Every single problem. You cannot tell me that the problems with balance would not be fixed almost 100%, not quite 100% of course, almost 100% fixed if they changed the system to a cosmetic only system. The only reason they don't is because they have a core player base of monkeys who go, ooh, ooh, I want new shiny toy, ooh, ooh, I want new strongest weapon, ooh, ooh, I want to run around, one hand in my pants, one hand on my mouse and kill everybody, ooh, ooh, You don't like what I said? That's fine. But there are players in the community who do that sort of shit. What can I say? Of course, this video is not going to be put on the official forum because it'll get taken down by one of the GMs within 2 fucking seconds. This is part 1. I will be obviously recording part 2 right now. I will release them day after day, so you will get this part today. Next part you'll get tomorrow. And, you know, if you enjoyed it, please like it. I'm not going to cry for likes. I'm not going to say, I need 9 million likes. I don't give a shit. If you liked it, though, you tell me you liked it, it's cool. As far as my Blackshot content goes, not promising anything. I hate to promise things. If there is information, if I'm playing and if I have some clips, some funny clips, whatever, sure. Not going to be anything serious. I'm just dipping my toe back in. I'm waiting for these big changes. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Thank you for watching, guys.